Welcome in again to the Crypto Bunker podcast. Today, I want to go over the Bitcoin chart. We went over the Ethereum chart a few hours back. Ethereum is really what I'm focused on this channel, and for the past few months now, I've kind of avoided making Bitcoin videos, but I understand that there are people who obviously want to know what's going on with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin price. Um, and that's kind of like all that matters with Bitcoin, right? Is the price. It's meant to go up in value over time based on the monetary supply. It gets scarcer and scarcer over time. Every 4 years, the supply reward is cut in half for the miners, and so it's in theory should go up in value over time, especially since it was the first one. Um, so anyway, I just want to basically say that I've charted Bitcoin more heavily in the past, so I still have some of these trend lines. Um, I think that this one is pretty important. As you can see, it was kind of like right before we broke out, so it does mean a lot that we tested this. Um, and the fact that we tested it perfectly here, we tested it here, we basically tested it here. We got rejected here and went down. And man, look at this. I mean, it looked like it was going to go off a cliff, right? I mean, that's when it kind of, I think everyone shorted, and then it was a short squeeze. Um, we also have the complacency rally. So this is a topping pattern, and then we had it come down and come back up, but it couldn't breach this all-time high. So that's called the complacency shoulder there. As you can see, it's kind of a head and shoulders top. This is the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and then we saw that drop from there. And so this is a really important trend line in which we broke through. We we haven't like sufficiently tested it on the 4 hourly. We almost got there, but I still think we're going to test it again. That's just my opinion. I will get into the ETH Bitcoin chart as well to show you guys how I feel on that. But I think ETH is going to outperform Bitcoin in this little dip that we might have. But as you can see, our main trend line is coming up here, and our complacency trend line is coming here. And so I put the smiley face. I think that that's kind of the perfect spot for us to land around 39,000, maybe 39.1, 39.2, somewhere in there. I'm not going to be surprised at that, and I think that will kind of shake out the last of the people who might have weak hands. Might shake out the last of the people calling for a bear market, and then that's when we can really resume higher. So these corrections in ETH and in Bitcoin that probably will be coming. I'm not going to say it's 100%. Right now, Bitcoin does look like it's above this trend line. These trend lines aren't as strong as ETH's though right now. The chart is kind of messy through here, so it's not as clear to me what's happening here with Bitcoin. But in general, if we break this is another line that I drew up here, which kind of goes straight through the center of this. It's not that strong, but it did touch these two, so I threw it in there. So we might, go here, test 42, 43, and then sort of break down. That wouldn't even be that dramatic of a drop at this point. So I'm not going to be surprised, when we kind of go that direction. Um, so yeah, I mean, what we're looking at isn't really that bad, maybe 39. And then we get a resumption up. I mean, we do need a little bit of a break, I think, here in this rally. There was no way that we were just going to go straight up past the all-time highs. Doesn't make any sense. So within the next like 12 days, probably end of the month, futures contracts expiring, things like that, people shifting things around for, Labor Day, long weekend, maybe that's kind of where we get hit the hardest, and then we come down and really test the support, which would be great. to see. I mean, I personally would rather have that happen than to go straight up from here. I would feel a lot more comfortable getting more heavily involved if we did test that support. And I think if we came down to 39,000 and ETH only went to like 28, 27, 28, I do think that the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio will actually, look a little bit better. This is basically this is what I drew. So we have this trend line that, again, look how cool this stuff is. I mean, honestly, it's pretty cool to look at. I'm a big geometry guy, so this is cool for me at least. But yeah, so you see it was support there. We rallied up, and we formed this massive sideways wedge here, and then we went up, and look at this. It tested this, it got rejected, and then we had this strong horizontal support. We broke above. We haven't really tested it fully yet, a little bit there. So I think we test it here. Maybe ETH goes first, which is kind of happening now. So you can see it kind of going off. So if we maybe get that for another day or two, and then my target based on looking at the wedge here, and then looking at this trend line is going to be right around somewhere around. Yeah, it's gonna be like 0.084 or something like that, and then this line's more like 0.09. So we have a few different targets there that you can look at for the ETH to Bitcoin ratio. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover with you guys, just in case you wanted some Bitcoin price action. Obviously, it looks like it's kind of starting to go up now, but yeah, you never know with these things, right? So keep an eye out for, possibility to buy the dip. If you see it go down, you kind of know, okay, I'm looking at 39,000 for Bitcoin, maybe 28, 2,700 for Ethereum. And yeah, good luck out there, and have a great night.